Hey, Mike here. So today I am going to show you how to actually utilize the templates that you may download either off of the website or the Patreon. So I'm going to start off with creating a new vault here. Just going to call it tutorial vault, and let's pick a location here. And I'm just going to put it into my desktop for now because it is just a tutorial vault, nothing too serious. And this is what your new vault should look like. Now, of course, you may want to be implementing this from your already worked on vault. So some of these steps you won't actually have to do. I am doing this entire process from scratch just so that you can see every single step necessary. The first thing that I'm going to do is open up the settings, which is easily accessed by Command comma on MacBook. I believe it's Alt comma if you're using Windows or Linux. Another way, of course, is you could just go into Obsidian settings and you'll be in the settings. Next up, you will want to go into the community plugins and make sure that you turn on community plugins. Next, you will just browse the plugins, and the first plugin you want to install is called Text Extractor because you need Text Extractor in order for all of the functionality that the next plugin, make sure to, of course, enable it as well, by the way. Plugins on Obsidian are not enabled automatically. You have to enable them manually. And so after you've downloaded the Text Extractor plugin, the next one will be Text Generator. And just click on that, make sure to install it, and of course, enable it. Now all you have to do is hop into the options here. You can do that right away and set it up however you'd like it to be set up. There are a lot of options and just in general ways that you can set this up, but the most default is through the OpenAI chat, and you just pop in your API key here. Everything else should be quite normal. There are a few settings that we will change in just a second, but make sure if you do have access to GPT-4, you use the GPT-4 1106 preview. This is the cheapest and latest model that utilizes GPT-4. It's less expensive, has a much higher context window, and is just the go-to as long as you have access to it. If you don't have access to this one, then the default selected GPT 3.5 Turbo is good enough for most situations. Not to mention much, much cheaper than even the GPT-4 1106 preview. Anyway, one of the most important things that you need to switch here is modal into the search settings of text generator and make sure that modal suggest is on. Then of course you can reload the plugin. So let's reload the plugin there. And the next thing you want to do is if you do want to change where prompts are stored, you can do so right here. I like to keep this default. I'm a very big defaults kind of guy, just so that it works similarly on all systems that I use. So let's actually just copy this, and I'm not going to change anything there. I'm going to reload the plugin and exit out of it. Here we are going to create a new folder, click this new folder button, and I wonder if we could just paste in, no, we can't. Okay, so we first have to create the text generator directory, and then within here, we create another one called prompts. So now we have the text generator directory, and within it, we have prompts. So let's open up a new file here just so that you see what's going on here. If we, at this moment, type in a /, nothing is going to pop up because there are no prompts within the prompts directory. However, let's say that you've downloaded a template of mine from either my website or the Patreon. Let me show you an example here. I have two templates. One is called Gen Zettelkasten and the other one is called Gen TTS Audio. I'm going to drag these into the prompts directory. And so now I can close this out. Now, when I do a /, I have those two options right away. So just for example purposes, I can click the Generate Customizable Zettelkasten Directory Structure. Let's click it, and it tells you the name of it as well as a description of it. And let's click Generate. And right away, this is actually a good thing. I forgot about this step, but good thing it happened to me. Let's try to run it again here. You will see that you will have an error if this is your first time doing it. Scripts are not allowed to run for security reasons. Go to plugin settings to enable it. So let's go back into settings, and head to text generator. And in the search for option, type in the word script, and here you will see allow scripts. Now this is very important, something that you must keep in mind. You should only enable this if you trust the authors of the templates or know what you are doing. Of course, in any situation, regardless if it's a template that you've purchased from me or from someone else, or if you've found a template online somewhere, I would highly recommend you run that template either through your own verification, if you do understand the code behind it. Usually it's going to be JavaScript code, or I would run it through a chat GPT, just chat window, I suppose, and ask what that script does particularly, so that you don't run into issues where maybe your data could be sent somewhere, or just in general, make sure that your data is being handled securely and nothing nefarious is going on in the background. Now, of course, any script that I sell either on my storefront or provide through my Patreon membership, they are not only created from scratch by me. I don't take code snippets from elsewhere. I don't piece together things that I don't understand how they work. You have my stamp of security, I suppose, for lack of a better term here, that anything that is purchased from my store or Patreon is indeed not only safe, but secure. Moving on here, after that little disclaimer there, make sure that you allow scripts. And now you can exit and do a /. Again, we will do the Zettelkasten directory structure creation. I will press enter and generate, and boom, Zettelkasten directory structure created. And here you have the Zettelkasten structure with all of the directories. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow.